Okay, hello everyone. So today we got a Fender Precision bass coming in for pro setup. Previously on the 12th fret is actually 2.75. What I'm aiming for is actually on the low E note is 1.9 mm. I brought down a bit more on this portion here, but it's already starting to buzz. You see I marked out the high frets. The neck has a bit of a front bow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to straighten out the neck first. Then after that, reset up the whole base to see if I can reach 1.9. If I can't, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a shim, which as much as possible I do not want to do, but we'll see how it goes. My aim is actually 1.9 on the low E string and 1.65 on the G string, but you see how it goes. I'm going to take this step by step. I will try as much as possible to do a shim. Afterwards, I already tell the clients if let's say after the setup I can achieve 1.9, if there's buzzing, probably we will do a fret leveling, but we see how it goes from here. Alright, I'll see you soon. Bye. Okay, so this is the update for the bass. I just played a few notes here and there. I found out that there's actually buzzing on some areas. I'm going to give you the spec first. As mentioned before, I bring it down to 1.9 on the bass side and 1.65 on the treble side. The lay of the neck, I've straightened it out a bit with a slight relief. I don't want it to be too straight, if not you might lose a bit of grip in the mid section. So I'm going to play for you, then you see and hear the buzzing, okay? Very prominent. Okay, as you can hear just now, the buzzing is scattered. Even at the front here, there's slight buzzing, but it's more prominent from here onwards. Alright, even on the fourth string, the thicker string. I'm gonna do a fret assessment just to give you an idea, and then you let me know. Before this, already it has buzzing on the higher frets, but like I mentioned before, if I bring it a bit closer and it starts to buzz before, then after I do the adjustment, it might buzz a bit more. So the next step is of course the assessment. Then you can decide if you want to do the fret leveling. If I were to do the fret leveling, it will take place isolated from here, meaning I'm going to do spot leveling from here to here. Then after that, I'm going to level from here onwards, and I'm going to add a follow wave from the 12th fret onwards. So from here, spot leveling. From here, I'm going to flush straight the entire board. Then after that, from here to here, I'm going to add a follow wave. So what is follow wave? Follow wave is basically, it's like a cliff. Imagine like a cliff, because this string, it needs to oscillate and it needs to clear the higher strings. So the peak, or the part that is most oscillating, is actually the mid region. So when it turns, it's like a skipping rope. So if it turns, the highest point or the maximum point that is going to travel is actually in the mid section, which in this case is around the 12th fret. So when it oscillates, it wants to clear a bit more on the higher fret. So from here onwards, the fall away actually will give it more clearance. So I'm going to level from here straight, then I'm going to add more here, I'm going to level a bit more here, I'm going to level a bit more here. It might not make sense what I do right now because this is a bit technical, but I hope that explanation explains a bit more on fall away. A lot of people, when they just flush straight but they don't add a fall away, that is also a preference, but typically they will add a fall away. So I'm going to do just that for this to clear a bit more of the higher notes. Okay, just a point to add, if let's say at this point you do not want to do the fret leveling, what I'm going to do is I'm going to increase the height a bit higher. So from here 1.9 I can go to 2.15, which is also under the recommended stage. That will be in the low medium action. If cannot, then I'm going to raise it up to 2.65, then after that 2.8. But it makes no sense because previously the first time it came in, it was at 2.75. So it makes no sense if you want to go higher than 2.15. Alright, then again, if it's higher, like I mentioned before, it's going to affect your intonation as well. So that's my take. Okay, I see you soon. Bye.